2021. Peru is a multicultural country, and Peru is the best culinary destination because we have different dishes in my country, but also we have places like Machu Picchu. It's so beautiful, and I'm so proud to represent Peru. I studied business administration and marketing, but it was not easy path for me because I needed to work at the same time to study, save money, and pay my university. I completed my university in 7 years, but I'm so proud of myself because I did it. So I know if you just trust in yourself, your dreams, and your goals, you really achieve your goals.
From the vastness of the Pacific Ocean to the lushness of the Amazon jungle, a rich mix of cultures, history, and natural scenery comes together to create an astonishingly beautiful land. The Earth's deepest canyons, the greatest river in the world, ancient cultures and the oldest civilization of the Americas, wonders that amaze the world, and a seductive gastronomy. This diversity of attractions, together with a growing and stable economy, have turned Peru into an ideal destination for meetings, incentive travels, and events. Peru, always beyond your expectations. Peru is a regional hub in the South American Pacific region. Lima welcomes you to enjoy its heritage and culture, the friendliness of its people, and its world-famous gastronomy. Lima offers a large hotel infrastructure, including the main 5, 4, and 3-star international hotel chains, as well as top-rated restaurants. With a state-of-the-art convention center, Lima is an ideal destination for meetings and events. 4 hours south of Lima, sunny Ica, an oasis in the middle of the desert, reveals its great mysteries, the Nazca Lines. If you choose to hold your meeting in the sea breeze, enjoying delightful views, and facing islands inhabited by exotic species, then Paracas is your best choice. Here you will find luxurious 5-star accommodations. Arequipa, the White City, is a 1-hour flight from Lima. Built among majestic volcanoes, this colonial city is blessed with an ideal weather year-round and is an architectural gem sculptured in volcanic tuff. Arequipa has all the necessary facilities to make your events and meetings exceed your expectations. A few hours from Arequipa is the Colca Valley, famous for its breathtaking natural scenery. There you will behold grandeur of one of the world's deepest canyons while watching the majestic flight of the condors. 1 hour and 20 minutes from Lima, Cusco has an unforgettable experience in store for you. It will have you in its spell as you encounter its history and visit Machu Picchu, one of the wonders of the world. Cusco also welcomes you in style and comfort at unique facilities, both in the Old City, a World Heritage Site, and the Sacred Valley. Come and discover Peru's wonders. We have everything to make your visit a unique and unforgettable experience. Peru, always beyond your expectations.
Gratifying day, everyone. I am Mariah, your guide for the day, and I welcome you all to the multicultural nation filled with traditions, a unique gastronomy, and a vast natural reserves, Peru. Peru is a country on the Pacific coast of South America, The land has a total area of 1.285 million kilometers squared and a total coastline of 2,414 kilometers. This land area is approximately 185% of the area of Texas. It is bordered in the north by Ecuador and Colombia, in the east by Brazil, in the southeast by Bolivia, in the south by Chile, and the south and west by Pacific Ocean. The provinces of Peru are the second-level administrative subdivisions of the country. They are divided into districts. There are 196 provinces in Peru, grouped into 25 regions, except for Lima province, which does not belong to any region. This makes an average of 7 provinces per region. It has a varied topography that consists of a coastal plain in the west, high ridge mountains in its center, the Andes, and a lowland jungle in the east that leads into the Amazon River. Lima, the capital city of Peru, lies on the country's arid Pacific coast. Though its colonial center is preserved, it is a bustling metropolis and one of the South America's largest cities. Lima was named by the natives in the agricultural region known by native Peruvians as Limac. It became the capital and most important city in the Viceroyalty of Peru. Lima is home to one of the oldest institutions of higher learning in the New World. Nowadays, the city is considered to be political, cultural, financial, and commercial center of the country. Internationally, it is one of the 30 most populated urban agglomerations in the world. The flag of Peru was adopted by the government of Peru in 1824 and modified in 1950, according to the Article 49 of the Constitution of Peru. It is a vertical triband with red outer bands and a single white middle band. Depending on its use, it may be defaced with different emblems and has different names. The shield is divided into 3 parts, with figures symbolic of national pride and wealth. The viconia, a free-roaming camelit closely related to the llama and alpaca, is represented in the first quartering. In addition to representing the riches of Peruvian fauna, it stands for freedom, national pride, and heroism. The brief history of Peru. The history of this beautiful country goes way back to a number of millennia and has gone through a number of phases of cultural development in the coastal desert and the mountain areas. Its history began over 20,000 years ago when the first settlers arrived in the country. It is believed that they came from the north through the Isthmus of Panama, searching for new lands. These were hunter-gatherers, as indicated by the cave drawings at Tequipala. The territory was also home to the Norte Chico civilization, the Inca Empire, and was colonized by the Spanish regime, which developed a viceroyalty with authority in the most regions in South America. So the costume of Peru. The jubana is a Peruvian traditional clothing very common in Indian women. Jubana is a cueca equivalent of a traditional wool jacket. These jackets are usually decorated with colorful button patterns. So the language and dialects of Peru. Peru has many languages in use. One of its official languages, the Spanish, it has been in the country since it began being taught in the time of Jose Pardo, instead of the country's native languages, especially the languages in the Andes. In the beginning of the 21st century, it was estimated that in this multilingual country, about 50 very different and popular languages are spoken. There are 72 languages if dialects are considered. The majority of these languages are indigenous, but the most common language is Spanish. The main language that about 82.6% of the population. Spanish is followed by the country's indigenous languages, especially all types of Cueca, the 13.9 combined, and the Aymara with 1.7%, who also have co-official status according to the Article 48 of the Constitution of Peru, as well as the languages of the Amazon and the Peruvian Sign Language. In urban areas of the country, especially the coastal regions, Most people are monolingual and only speak Spanish, while in many rurals of the country, especially in the Amazon, multilingual populations are prevalent. Major economic products of Peru. The items are majorly exported from Peru include ores, gems, copper, food industry waste, animal fodder, coffee, crochet, clothing or accessories, molybdenum, silver, crude petroleum, natural gas, asparagus, fruits such as mangoes, avocados, bananas, citrus fruits, textiles, fish meals, fabricated metal products, and alloys. The customs and traditions of Peru. First, we have the Andean tradition. Andean culture is a collective term used to refer to the indigenous people of the Andes Mountains, especially those that came under the influence of the Inca Empire. Cultures considered Andean include Atacama people, Aymara people, Masaica people, or Chibcha. Next, we have the Inti Raymi. The Inti Raymi is an ancient Inca religious celebration. As we all know, the Incas worshipped their god, the god Inti or Sun, in its translation into Spanish. Formerly, the Inti Raymi lasted about 15 days. People made sacrifices and presented dances to worship the sun god. Next, we have the Santoranticoy. Santoranticoy, which means saints for sale, is a provisional market where image carvers and artisans sell a wide variety of figurines to liven up Christmas and fit out the nativity scenes that are set up in the homes of and parish churches. The fair also sells a variety of ceramic objects brought from Puracria and Quina. Gastronomy of Peru. First, we have the ceviche. Ceviche is the most famous Peruvian dish. This popular seafood dish claims origins in Lima, Peru, but is found in many coastal areas throughout the Latin America, such as Ecuador, Chile, Mexico, and Colombia. Ceviche is also known as ceviche and sometimes spelled as ceviche. Next, we have cosa. Cosa is served cold, and the layers are flavored with delicate hints of lime and ají amarillo, the delightfully flavorsome orange chili pepper that ubiquitous to Peruvian cuisine. Anticuchos de corazon. The most traditional Peruvian anticuchos are made of beef heart but marinated chicken or steak. Anticuchos are also popular. Peruvian-style anticuchos are seasoned with garlic, vinegar, cumin, and ají panca, and a mild red chili pepper with a smoky flavor that is widely used in Peruvian cooking. So here are some famous attractions of Peru. First, we have the Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu is an Incan citadel set high in the Andes Mountains in Peru, above the Urubamba River Valley. Built in the 15th century and later abandoned. It is renowned for its sophisticated dry stone walls that fuse huge blocks without the use of mortar, interviewing buildings and play on astronomical alignments and panoramic views. Its exact former use remains a mystery. Next, we have the Lake Titicaca. Lake Titicaca, straddling the border between Peru and Bolivia in the Andes Mountains, is one of South America's largest lakes and the world's highest navigable body of water, said to be the birthplace of the Incas. It's home to numerous ruins. Its water are famously still and brightly reflective. Around it is Titicaca National Reserve, sheltering rare aquatic wildlife such as giant frogs. Next, we have the Inca and sand dunes at Huacachina. Huacachina is a village built around a small oasis surrounded by sand dunes in southwestern Peru. It is about 5 kilometers from city of Ica in the Ica district of Ica province. The oasis was introduced as a feature on the back of 15 Nuevo Sol Norte in 1991. So here are the do's and don'ts when visiting Peru. Peru travel do's. So do learn a few words of Spanish before traveling. Do shake hands and kiss men and women once in the cheek for greeting. Do bring your own toilet paper and expect to pay use a restroom. Toilet paper is often not supplied in the public restrooms in Peru. Do make copies of your travel documents and keep valuables at hotel safe always. Do exchange your currency at the airport if you want to save 5 to 20% or more fees. Do get immunizations for typhoid fever, malaria, and yellow fever. Do have a credit card at hand to avoid exorbitant fee for transferring money. Do carry an international phone card for emergency or unexpected incidents to contact home. Do pack light. Elevators and escalators are usually unavailable in Peru. Do expect smaller personal space in Peru. People get very close to you when they talk to you. Do drink from the same glass. Drinking from the same glass for the locals in the mountains is sign of friendship and trust. Do expect to pay higher price than locals. Your lack of Spanish or foreign accent will usually hike up the price at least a 15%. The travel don'ts. So do not carry valuable around or wear expensive jewelry. Crime rates and villages of Peru are high. Do not use words Indo or Indios to refer the natives. These words are considered derogatory. Do not go shirtless in Peru. Dress is usually informal. Pants and shirt are fine, but wearing several layers of clothing is always a good idea due to varied temperatures throughout the day. Do not drink tap water. Buy bottled water instead. Do not eat food from the street to avoid becoming the victims of wretched stomach upset, vomiting, diarrhea, and burst. Do not take pictures of the people without their permission, especially when taking photos of the indigenous tribes people. Do not take unlicensed taxis with red and white taxi sign on the windscreen. Take licensed yellow taxis, especially for women traveling alone or at night. Taxis do not have meters and fares should be agreed before departure. Do not drive. Road travel in Peru can be hazardous due to reckless driving and the poor condition of the roads. Traffic in Lima is hectic, unpredictable, and the drivers tend to be very aggressive. Do not be offended by the word gringo or white said to you in a decidedly derogatory manner while in Peru. Do not take ride at the airport. Be sure that the driver is legitimate and ask about rates before getting in the car. Do not be alarmed by armed guards, whether you are in a bank, shopping district, or airport. Guns will be commonplace. So how to get there from Cebu, Philippines? The most affordable way to get from Cebu City to Peru is to fly and taxi, which costs around 27,000 to 75,000 pesos and takes about 36 hours and 8 minutes. Common modes of transportations in Peru. The most popular mode of travel in Peru is by bus. And on the other hand, the two main options for getting around within the cities are taxis and a local form of transportation in Peru called a combi. Combis are microbuses, usually covered with stickers and packed tight with passengers. That zoom around the town to between specific destinations. So here are some pasalubongs from Peru. We have the alpaca gear, retablo, chacana jewelry. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it. And now let's go to Paraguay.